Park figure. That's one. That's
Jesus.
one already.
All right, well, let's get into this. It's going to be a southeasterly plane heading all the way across Camp Alpha in the north here for Sanhok, kicking things off, John. And these teams, they have waited a month to face each other once more here in the PUBG Mobile Club Open. Now it's time to show which one of these three teams can make it to the finals.
Of course, Sanhok should be a little bit more chaotic this time around. This is what we generally see from Sanhok. It's such a small map. There's so much cover and movement that's available to everyone involved that you can just see teams very, very close to each other, which can cause a melting pot, a crucible, if you will, of action when it comes to even moving in towards the...
That is an issue for Wildcard, potentially in the future. Here's Delta Stars. They have rebranded. They were known as SK during the semifinals, the group stages here. Now the Delta Stars going to be looking to try and pull out a chicken dinner here on Sanhok. Got your VN1s currently looting on up here. Have to watch out for HQA, who are close by, but not too...
Pretty aware of how close everyone else is to these locations. They should be pretty familiar with those rotations, and it's not going to be super... I don't know. It's not going to be super action-packed this early on, especially these teams have been playing against each other, as we said before, for a month or so. Even if it was quite a bit of time ago, they should be familiar with how this is going to stand out. So probably the closest that you see are the people over on the east. Actually, interesting that we see people going over to the docks, to the Spits over on the east, as well as in that central part of the map. You've got around Boot.
They can do around the center of the map where they land not quite in the center at a named location like Boot Camp, which is usually heavy contested, but just kind of chill off to the side here. We are seeing HQA and VN1 clash, though, on the east coast here, and it looks like the first kill going to go the way of VN1 as HQA get caught out behind a burning vehicle.
Yeah, he not going to be happy with that one. The nades do come through. They're trying to protect it, and actually they get a knock back in return. They haven't managed to go for the finish just yet. HP Summer trying to push up the hill. Yeah. The info will be there from the down teammate, so they will know exactly where it is. Interestingly, they're playing with 3 players, most notably VN1.
Yeah, this is actually really dangerous for HP.
Super safe at the moment. He's managed to crawl his way down to the broken wall. He's going to get finished off. That's not going to be super good for them, but they are now in a 3 versus 3. They've managed to get their teammate up, so we're in even numbers. HQA, they don't want to be sticking around this fight too long. Even just going for this fight, they will have been spotted landing over there, so there might be some teams looking out for them. Oh, okay, an Orm going to be dropped on down as our first care package. That's just to the west of Camp Bravo, right near the Revenant. Gaming will lose one of their players early on, always going down to the Pittsburgh Knights. They're coming under fire as well. Again, 7 just holding the line for now. They are rotating in. They have already managed to make a little bit of headway towards this circle. It is closing in now, so they do need to be careful. But they have got a little bit of time and another knock. This is really not good for the edge.
Yeah, and Pittsburgh Knights need to hold this position out. It's on the southeast side of the circle. If they can hold this, then they have a really open forward location. Yeah, it looks like we got flank coming through from Wildcard as well. Third party coming to get involved with this fight potentially in just a moment. That's even worse. Look, it's already started. Rangers getting involved and going to find a knock, but it looks like Illusion's going to get called out by Pittsburgh Knights. Maybe Wildcard weren't aware of the location they were because 2 all of a sudden knocked out here, John. They've just walked into a bit of a battle, and Pittsburgh Knights and Granger have just gone, hold fire. We're going to take out Wildcard and just flush them out of the tournament.
Anyone who steps up is going to get knocked on back. The Pittsburgh Knights, they are going huge right now. At the moment, everyone's trying to extricate themselves. Granha, as you're saying, Wildcard as well. They're all trying to move away from this position. They've just given Pittsburgh Knights a huge advantage when it comes to this early game.
This is not the second place finish that we expect from Wildcard Gaming here, putting themselves in a disastrous location and immediately getting punished by it. G25 and blinded by Win. We'll have to see if they decide to commit to it or if they fall out here. Ranger currently holding outside in the blue, wants to get into the circle here, but Pittsburgh Knights, not only do they have a good position on Grania, but they also have the position of Wildcard here. 2 teams basically being choked out by Pittsburgh Knights, and if they do not win these fights, it will be disastrous for them.
That's very low. I think there's just 1 player remaining, and that's them gone. That's Grania going down in 16th position.
That's really unfortunate for Grania there. Not the position you wanted to be in, but if that is the storyline that they're writing for their tournament, then we won't see them heading to Berlin. Looks like Nova now caught out by Method, who've been holding the center map. 2 knocks instantly coming through from Clay here.
With the shift, Method have found themselves right on the edge of the circle. They're going to be able to edge guard all of those teams on the far side of the circle coming in from that southeast, and that is the majority. A lot of them have had to rotate up north and move around and over towards Tapmock, over towards the north of Paradise Resort, where there is a little bit more side of Paradise Resort. Super, super crucial.
Here it is.
That's going to allow them, but the Pittsburgh Knights, they're moving forward into Wildcard. They're looking for the fight already. Wildcard have lost one down, but Wi-Fi, it's going a little bit spotty. They're going to trade it back.
RYHNO's the only man left alive here for Wildcard. And like I mentioned earlier, stuck between a rock and a hard place. The Pittsburgh Knights approaching from one side, Cream on the other side, but looks like Cream may just look to take the rotation whilst this fight is ongoing. Rain, how is he looking to play this? Ranger's pretty much dead, out in the open, no cover to save them, so Rain has to play for placement here, cannot afford to get spotted out by Jagger.
I think he did.
Pre-fire coming through from Jagger, potentially saw the helmet, but Rain's gone for now.
He's out. He's scarpered, mate. He's done one, as they say.
Pittsburgh team.
Method as
I'm
well.
a Rain fan.
Oh, G-Bay holding out in the blue. Is going to strike from it as well. Monarch goes down. Another player for the Pittsburgh Knights going down. That leaves one player alive for them.
Disaster.
Method are going to be able to hold just a little bit stronger now. And a huge shift again. It's going to move in. Lights out. Pretty happy with that.
Absolutely. Very happy with that. They landed up at Tapmock and they had it all to themselves. Now Misfits wake up and say, how you doing, VN1? It's going to be Method getting kills onto Pittsburgh Knights and knocking them out. Another team getting knocked out as well. Is that Cream? Just wiped out by Are You Scared? It was. Wildcard loses their member to the blue.
Oh, dear.
That is 4 teams dying in short process here, John.
Yeah.
This circle just claiming so many lives.
It's phase 5. It's the phase 5 curse of every single map. Nades flying back and forwards. Space Station Gaming, one of those teams to watch, one of the teams that we've been looking at. Top finishers from the semi-finals. They're on that southern side, that southwestern side of this circle. They're going to have to cross the road ahead of them as this is going to push them on in. G25, they're going to have to leave their compound as well. They're fighting out. They've already managed to get it down, but Lightsout are just spreading out. They've got the only compound in this next circle, and they are holding on to it.
They need to, at this point, as Space Station Gaming Juicy trying to hold it all together, but not able to do so. Are You Scared will wipe them here out in rank 11.
I'd be pretty scared, I'll tell you that. If you run into a squad like that, they're able to wipe it down, but they're still going to have to make the run against quite a few other players. G25, they're suffering heavy casualties and will get eliminated as well, down in 10th. A lot of teams just going so far down. Misfits over on that eastern side, they're going to start to strike. They finally had to move out of Paradise Resort. They haven't had to move so far, and they're going to have to make it. Are You Scared? Also eliminated, and everybody going down very, very low. You've got HQA out in the blue. I think they're trying to out-heal at this stage and try and ladder up.
Yeah, VN1, can they hold them off? Misfits trying to find the kills here, and it looks like VN1 will lose their lives. We're down to 6 teams. Lights out in the center circle. HQA have a single member healing outside in the blue. Misfits now approaching into the circle as Clay tries to hold things together for Method. Delta Stars down to the south, and let's not forget Blinded by Win moving in from the west here. These 6 teams are looking to try and take the circle from Lights Out, who have the compound, have got the luck on their side, but you can see the shots flying through from Lights Out as they just snipe shots from across the circle.
HQA going to go down as well, eliminated in 6th position. Plenty of points now up for grabs. These ladders are so important from this stage. If Method go down, if they lose that last player, this is going to put so many points into the pockets of teams like Misfits Gaming, who really need them.
Clay's still going for fights here. Single member, the only team that doesn't have 4 is Method, and that means they get wiped out in quick fashion there by the Misfits. Misfits now looking to push on into the circle. 4 teams remaining here. Delta Stars, Blue creeping on their behind. Misfits pushing on in. And still Lights Out in this compound, all to themselves at this moment.
Everybody's starting to crunch on down. Lights Out going to be super happy with these circles. They've had so much cover. They should be able to hold on to it. We'll see what they're able to do as they do start to leave their compound just a little bit. They've got a lot of cover to their sides as well, to their flanks, west and east. No one really going to be able to push that one down. 3 teams now remain.
All about the utility here, and you can see that Lights Out have been able to save theirs. That's so huge!
Oh,
How many kills was that from Memo? wipes out an entire team with a single frag. Lightsout now versus Misfits, and Misfits smell blood.
Huge
wanting
kills.
To move through the deficit to get towards Lightsout, but Memo's not done yet. Looking for more from the top of the hill. Can he find any?
8 kills coming in from Misfits, 9 on the side of Lightsout. Both of these teams are going to be in for a very big scoring game, but who's going to jump up and claim that chicken dinner? Who's going to be dining tonight? They're pushing through. The Misfits have to make that rotation. Does Lightsout have the circle for now?
Lightsout, top of the hill. Circle is there. Misfits trying to get the res onto them team, and they are going to get it. Connect through, but they have to push up this hill, and like we said, it's all about utility now. The smokes, the frag nades to get on up into this position, because of course third person allows these teams from the top of the hill to control so much of the circle.
Not a lot of meds there for Lucifer as well. This is where fighting or not fighting is going to come in super important. If you've been in a lot of fights, you're going to lose out on those meds. You aren't going to have the ability to go for any extended fights, and that blue is going to be even more dangerous. He hops out the window.
So huge, coming through. 2 knocks by Misfits. All of a sudden, they have a real shot at this, John. Here comes the push around the corner. They're looking for the flush, but they need to get more. There's a player to his left. Does he know it? Doesn't look like Pyra has spotted yet. Now they're going to push up the hill. All of a sudden, Misfits showing their fragging ability here, looking to just flush out Lightsout. Is this a single member? Seagut, last man standing. They don't know that he's behind the entire Misfits squad. 1v4. Going to be playing to try and survive. In fact, just going to go towards the blue to try and deny the kill. Doesn't matter. Misfits too good. And this is the Misfits we saw dominate the group stages.
That was a very strange ending there, I have to say. It was very strongly played from Misfits.